imagine yourself exploring Greece? A land where every sunrise carries the whispers of gods, and every sunset reflects the glow of ancient fires. Envision walking through lands that once cradled philosophy, democracy, and epic myths. Places where the past doesn't just echo, it sings. This is Greece, a symphony of time and terrain, where each stone has a story, each breeze carries a legend, and every village seems to exist between worlds, between the eternal and the now. Picture yourself wandering among olive groves and cypress trees that have stood sentinel for centuries. Hear the soft murmur of waves, kissing the shores of hidden coves, the laughter of locals spilling out of seaside tavernas, and the solemn hush inside ancient temples. Greece isn't just a destination, it's a feeling. It's the awe of standing before the Parthenon as golden light spills across marble columns. It's the quiet thrill of sailing into a blue caldera where fire once raged. It's the warmth of a shared meal in a mountain village where strangers greet you as family. As you journey with us through this documentary, we'll take you far beyond the postcards. We'll show you Greece not just as a land of beauty, but as a living, breathing story, a place where every ruin is alive with memory, and every moment connects you to something greater. From island serenity to mainland majesty, from mythical peaks to sun-drenched shores, Greece is a world of wonder waiting to be rediscovered. So keep watching. Step into a land where myths are not forgotten, they're felt. Where every step through marble ruins or seaside paths becomes part of an epic tale still being written. Whether you seek history, harmony, or a horizon to lose yourself in, Greece offers not just an escape, but a homecoming. Santorini. Volcanic origins and architecture. Santorini, a jewel glimmering in the embrace of the Aegean Sea, is a living canvas painted by volcanic fire and time. Born from one of the most powerful eruptions in recorded history, this island's very existence is a story of destruction giving birth to beauty. The caldera, carved by ancient fury, now cradles tranquil waters that mirror the sky's moods. Perched high above, the villages seem to defy gravity. Whitewashed homes with domed roofs gleam under the sun, their sharp lines softened by bougainvillea spilling in cascades of color. The architecture here is not only aesthetic, it is practical, shaped by nature's temperament and the wisdom of generations who adapted to a landscape of extremes. Every alleyway, every curved wall, tells a tale of endurance and elegance. Oia and its sunsets. Oia, perched on the northern tip of Santorini, is a village carved from dreams. It's a labyrinth of narrow streets winding between boutique galleries, cafes, and traditional cave houses. As the sun begins to dip toward the horizon, the world pauses. The sky ignites in a spectacle of color, fiery reds, soft purples, and molten golds, casting Oia in an ethereal glow. Crowds gather in hushed reverence, not just to witness a sunset, but to be part of a shared ritual of awe. The moment the sun disappears into the Aegean, applause often breaks out. Here, light and shadow don't just illuminate the scenery, they awaken something timeless in the soul, the caldera and beaches. Below, the vast caldera stretches out like a mystery, waiting to be unraveled. The waters within are deep and ancient, still whispering secrets from millennia ago. The island's beaches, far from ordinary, are colored by volcanic minerals, the crimson sands of Red Beach, the jet-black expanse of Parissa, and the stark white shorelines near Vlakada. Each offers a visual and tactile contrast that feels like walking through the elements themselves. Even the soil tells stories. From it grow vines, twisted low to the earth, shaped into basket-like coils to protect grapes from the wind. These vines produce Acertico and other native wines with mineral-rich character, each glass a distilled taste of fire, sea, and sun. The flavors carry you through time and tell the tale of a people who turned adversity into artistry. Ancient ruins of Akrotiri. To truly step back in time, one must visit Akrotiri, Santorini's most profound archaeological site. Buried in volcanic ash and preserved like a time capsule, this ancient city reveals a world long gone but vividly alive in its remnants. Frescoes still cling to walls, pottery lies undisturbed in homes. Streets once walked by Minoans wait quietly for new footsteps. Akrotiri is not merely ruins, it is a whispered dialogue between past and present. It reminds us that beneath beauty often lies a bedrock of history, and that the heart of Santorini beats not just in its views, but in the silent resilience of its buried cities. From cliffside villages to volcanic sands, Santorini is a place of contrasts and continuity, a paradise shaped by cataclysm, yet committed to harmony. It captures the essence of Greece in every view, every story, and every sunset, inviting you to not just see, but to feel. Acropolis of Athens, the Parthenon. At the very soul of Athens, the Acropolis rises like a crown of wisdom above the modern cityscape. It is more than stone and history, it is the heartbeat of a civilization that once shaped the world. And at its center stands the Parthenon, a temple not only to Athena, the goddess of wisdom, but to the ideals of human achievement and harmony. Each Doric column is a silent sentinel, watching over centuries of change. As light strikes the marble, it seems to shimmer with life, echoing the artistic genius of the ancient world. Walk among its pillars, and you walk in the footsteps of philosophers, poets, and rulers, those who once debated democracy and sculpted the framework of Western thought. The Parthenon isn't just a monument, it's a mirror of what humans can dream and build when guided by vision and reverence for knowledge. Erechtheion and Temple of Athena Nike nearby. The Erechtheion stands quietly, its porch of caryatids, lifting the weight of history with grace and strength. These sculpted maidens seem almost alive, their forms poised between motion and stillness, embodying the dignity of ancient craftsmanship. They have stood for millennia, embodying myths and memories that shaped Greek identity. The Temple of Athena Nike, small yet significant, pays tribute to the victories of Athens, a city that strove for freedom and self-expression. Together these temples form a spiritual and philosophical triad, where architecture becomes prayer, and design reflects destiny. Odeon of Herodes Atticus, and Sanctuary of Dionysus descending the sacred rock, you encounter the Odeon of Herodes Atticus, a marvel of Roman-era theatre that continues to echo with performances to this day. Each seat, carved from stone, once held citizens captivated by music and drama, expressions of human joy, sorrow, and insight. Just below lies the Sanctuary of Dionysus, where festivals once celebrated the god of wine and theatre with wild revelry and sacred devotion. Here, art and spirituality merged. It was not merely entertainment, it was communion between people, nature, and the divine. As the sun sets over the Acropolis, casting golden hues over its weathered stones, the city of Athens unfolds beneath you. Ancient streets wind into modern avenues, and time feels less like a line and more like a spiral, circling endlessly back to the ideas that began here. You don't just leave the Acropolis, you carry it with you, a reminder of what civilization aspires to be: beautiful, thoughtful, and eternally striving. Meteora monasteries and landscape. Meteora is a place where earth and sky are inseparable, where gravity seems optional, and where spirituality is sculpted into stone. Towering pillars of rock rise abruptly from the Thessalian plains, as if thrust upward by divine force. And atop these natural skyscrapers sit the monasteries, sacred sanctuaries that seem to float between heaven and earth. This is not just a landscape, it is a revelation. Centuries ago, monks seeking solitude and a deeper communion with the divine climbed these cliffs, carrying stones on their backs and prayers in their hearts. What they built is not merely architectural, it is spiritual. It's the triumph of quiet determination over the impossible. Architecture and spirituality. The monasteries themselves are marvels of both faith and engineering. They cling to the edges of cliffs with a defiant grace, accessible only by winding paths or steep staircases hewn from the rock itself. As you climb toward them, the modern world fades behind you. Each step upward feels like a step inward, toward reflection, toward clarity, toward something greater. Inside, walls glow with centuries-old frescoes depicting saints, martyrs, and celestial visions. The silence is thick, not empty, but full of incense, whispers, and the rustle of candle flames. Time slows, spirit awakens, and you begin to understand why monks chose this place, and why pilgrims return. Meteora is not just a UNESCO site. It is a living testament to the human longing for elevation, not only in altitude, but in spirit. It invites each visitor to rise above the noise, to listen to the silence, and to find in stillness the echoes of eternity. Delphi, the oracle and temple of Apollo tucked into the arms of Mount Parnassus, lies Delphi, a place once considered the center of the world. In ancient times, seekers from every corner of the Mediterranean made pilgrimages here to consult the oracle of Apollo. They brought questions of love, war, destiny, and left with riddles that carried divine weight. The sacred way, the main path leading through the ruins, is more than a walkway. It is a spiritual passage that draws you deeper into mystery with each step. Along this route stand remnants of treasuries, monuments and statues offered by ancient city-states, all converging at the grand temple of Apollo. There, amid fallen columns and cracked stone, you can almost hear the voice of the Pythia echo across time, her cryptic utterances drifting on mountain winds. Theater and ruins higher up the slope. The ancient theater of Delphi sits poised to offer not just performances, but perspective. From its stone seats, the view stretches across the valley of olive trees below, all the way to the Corinthian Gulf. Here, plays once echoed through the mountain air, their stories weaving together the mortal and divine. Delphi is more than stone ruins, it is a sanctuary of questions. It speaks to the human desire to know, to connect, and to believe. And as you walk its paths today, surrounded by history and silence, you may find that the most profound answers are the ones you discover within. Crete, Knossos, and Minoan civilization. Crete, the largest of the Greek islands, is where myth feels tangible and history breathes through every corridor. The Palace of Knossos, the epicenter of the ancient Minoan civilization, offers a journey into a world older than Athens, where vivid frescoes and labyrinthine corridors whisper tales of Daedalus and Icarus, of the Minotaur, and the king who locked him away. Walking these ruins is not just stepping into the past, it's stepping into legend. The architecture is intricate, ceremonial, and advanced flushing systems, multi-story complexes, and storerooms filled with massive pythoi. It reflects a society both elegant and complex, mysteriously powerful and tragically undone. Knossos is a vivid echo of a civilization lost to time, yet preserved in clay and myth. Natural beauty and cuisine. Crete's magic extends far beyond its palaces. From the rugged heights of the White Mountains to the lush valleys of Lasithi, the island's natural canvas is as varied as it is breathtaking. Hike through the Samaria Gorge, a dramatic chasm carved by ancient rivers, where towering cliffs and hidden chapels frame the path. And then there is the food. Crete's cuisine is a celebration of the land and sea. Meals are slow and generous, bursting with olive oil, wild herbs, cheeses like graviera, and the sweetness of honey-drenched pastries. From a glass of raki shared in a mountain village to seafood caught and grilled by the shore, every bite tells the story of Crete's enduring soul. Crete is a land of contrasts, ancient yet alive, remote yet welcoming. It's a mosaic of stories waiting to be savored, where every journey is both a discovery and a return. Mykonos, windmills and architecture. Mykonos, shimmering beneath the Aegean sun, is a harmonious fusion of old-world charm and modern elegance. Known for its iconic windmills, the island's landscape is punctuated by these timeless sentinels that once harnessed the island's fierce winds to grind grain. Today, they serve as proud emblems of Mykonos's heritage, standing watch over a labyrinth of whitewashed houses, narrow stone alleys, and vivid blue doors. The town's architectural beauty lies in its simplicity, cubist buildings arranged like puzzle pieces, their smooth curves designed to soften the gusts of sea breeze. There's an effortless grace to Mykonos's design, a sense that every corner has been sculpted by both nature and necessity. Little Venice and beaches wander toward the sea, and you'll find Little Venice, a magical stretch where 18th century captains' houses sit on the edge of the water, their balconies dipping almost into the sea. Cafes, bars and art galleries now occupy these colorful facades, making it one of the most atmospheric places on the island to watch the sun slip into the horizon. Beyond the town, Mykonos offers a diverse range of beaches that cater to every mood. From the calm turquoise shores of Ornos and Agios Ioannis, perfect for families and quiet retreats, to the pulsating energy of paradise and super paradise, where beach clubs blur the line between day and night, the island invites all to find their rhythm, nightlife and culture. Mykonos's global reputation as a nightlife capital is well earned. As twilight deepens, the island awakens in a symphony of music, laughter and movement. Stylish beach clubs, rooftop lounges, and world-class DJs create an atmosphere of celebration that stretches into dawn. Yet behind the glamour, Mykonos holds onto its soul. Chapels with red-domed roofs, folk music drifting from local tavernas, and heartfelt island hospitality remind you that this place, while cosmopolitan, is deeply Greek. Here, tradition isn't forgotten, it's simply dressed in modern threads. To visit Mykonos is to embrace contrast, stillness and sound, simplicity and sophistication. Whether you're dancing beneath the stars or watching waves brush gently against stone steps, the island leaves you with a memory that glows as brightly as its sunlit shores. Rhodes, medieval walls and street of the Knights Roads, the Island of Knights, is a place where medieval romance still lingers in the air. Within its mighty stone walls lies the Old Town, one of the best preserved medieval cities in Europe. As you step through its gates, time folds back. Cobblestone streets wind through arches and under lantern-lit balconies, and every turn seems to echo the footsteps of the Knights Hospitaller. The Street of the Knights, a narrow fortress-like thoroughfare lined with historic inns and armorial crests, is a living monument. It's not just a street, it's a legacy of devotion, courage, and the fierce ideals that once shaped Crusader Europe. Walk its length and feel the weight of armor and honor still clinging to the stones. Palace of the Grand Master. At the street's end stands the Palace of the Grand Master, an imposing Gothic fortress that commands all. Restored in the 20th century, it now houses museums that trace Rhodes's rich history from antiquity through the Byzantine era and into its knightly past. Its cavernous halls, stained glass windows, and marble mosaics conjure visions of royal courts and whispered diplomacy. It's more than a palace, it's a key to understanding how power, art and faith intertwine to create the culture of the medieval Mediterranean. Beaches and natural wonders, yet Rhodes is not bound by stone. Beyond the walls lie sweeping beaches and sunlit shores. Zambib Beach offers golden sands and shallow waters, perfect for families. Anthony Quinn Bay, a former film location, enchants with its emerald waters and dramatic rock formations. And at Prasanouzi, the island's southern tip, windsurfers dance where two seas meet, the Aegean and the Mediterranean. Inland, the Valley of the Butterflies is a lush haven where thousands of Panaxia moths gather in a mesmerizing natural spectacle each summer. It's a quieter side of Rhodes, one where nature performs its own ancient rituals. Rhodes is a place of duality, stone and sea, conquest and calm, myth and memory. It's an island where the past isn't just preserved, it's performed day after day. In every shadowed alley and sunlit wave. Corfu, Old Town and architecture. Corfu, cloaked in emerald green and kissed by the Ionian Sea, is a graceful blend of nature and culture, shaped by centuries of Venetian, French and British influence. Its Old Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a living museum where every alley, archway and square holds echoes of an elegant past. Stroll down the Liston Promenade, inspired by the Rue de Rivoli in Paris, where arched colonnades shelter cafes that spill into open spaces filled with conversation and music. The nearby Spianada Square, the largest in Greece, offers space to breathe, to wander, and to gaze up at the old fortress watching over the sea like a sentinel from another time. The town's architecture speaks many languages. Venusian stonework, neoclassical mansions and pastel facades all coexist in quiet harmony. It's a place where time has painted in layers, each one adding texture to Corfu's soul. Natural beauty and culinary scene. Beyond the urban charm lies a world of natural wonder. Drive north to Paleokastritsa, where olive groves tumble into turquoise coves, and a monastery sits perched on cliffs like a prayer cast in stone. Or walk the Corfu Trail, a meandering journey through forested hills, quiet beaches, and hidden villages that whisper tales of old.
Corfu's cuisine is as layered as its history. Dishes like pasta sada, sofrito, and burrito bring together Italian technique and Greek tradition, flavored with cinnamon, garlic, and local wine. Dining here is not just nourishment, it's memory, shared with every bite and every story told around a table. Corfu doesn't shout for attention. It draws you in slowly, with warmth, with grace, with beauty that unfolds like a well-kept secret. It is a place not only to see but to feel, where the breeze carries more than sea spray. It carries stories waiting to become part of your own. Zakynthos Navajo Beach and Blue Caves. Zakynthos, a gem in the Ionian Sea, is a masterclass in natural drama and serene beauty. Its most iconic landmark, Navajo Beach, also known as Shipwreck Beach, is a hidden cove surrounded by sheer limestone cliffs and accessible only by boat. Here the rusting remains of a smuggler's ship rest on sands as white as sugar, while the water shimmers in impossible shades of turquoise. Just beyond, the Blue Caves beckon. These sea-carved wonders reflect and refract sunlight in a dazzling play of color, bathing visitors in shifting hues of sapphire and silver. Boating through them feels like entering another world, a silent glowing sanctuary sculpted by time and tide. Caretta turtles. But Zakynthos is not just a feast for the eyes, it is a sanctuary for life. The island is home to the endangered loggerhead sea turtle, or caretta. In the protected waters of Lagana's Bay, these gentle giants return year after year to nest on its soft shores. Conservation efforts here are strong, and visitors can learn about marine preservation while respectfully observing this miraculous cycle of life. To see a turtle glide through the clear sea is to witness something ancient and sacred, a quiet reminder of the deep connections between land, sea, and the creatures who call them home. Villages and cultural heritage inland. Zakynthos' heart beats through its villages. From the mountaintop calm of Exo-Chora to the seaside charm of Agios Nikolaos, each town offers a glimpse into the island's soul. Stone houses, winding alleys, and bell-towered churches frame everyday life steeped in tradition. Vineyards and olive groves paint the countryside, producing wines and oils that carry the richness of the earth. And then there's the music, those nostalgic cantatas, traditional serenades sung beneath the stars, keeping old stories alive through melody. Zakynthos is more than a postcard-perfect island. It's an embrace of natural wonder, cultural pride, and timeless rhythm. Whether watching a sunset from a clifftop or listening to the sea's lullaby from a quiet beach, the island calls not just to visit but to feel. Mount Olympus mythology and hiking trails. Mount Olympus, the tallest peak in Greece and home of the gods in ancient mythology, rises from the plains of Thessaly like a throne carved for immortals. For millennia, its summit has inspired awe, not just for its height, but for the legends that dwell in its shadow. This was believed to be the seat of Zeus, where thunder cracked from above and decisions of fate were forged in divine halls. Today it draws hikers, dreamers, and storytellers alike. Trails weave through its forests, meadows, and alpine ridges, each turn offering breathtaking views and echoes of myth. Whether you choose a gentle path through fir-covered slopes or the steep ascent toward the higher peaks, every journey up Olympus is a passage between worlds, between earth and sky, man and god, nature and legend. Mythica's peak. Reaching Mythica's, the summit of Mount Olympus, is no simple feat. The climb requires courage, determination, and respect for the elements. As you scramble over rock and ridge, the air thins and the view expands, stretching from coast to mountaintop in all directions. Standing at 2,917 meters, the world below feels distant and dreamlike. You are where the gods were once believed to tread above the mundane, wrapped in clouds, surrounded by silence. It is not just a physical triumph, but a spiritual one. Olympus rewards those who seek more than the summit. It offers perspective, wonder, and a connection to something timeless and grand. Mount Olympus is not just Greece's highest mountain, it is a monument to humanity's oldest dreams and its highest aspirations. Here mythology meets reality, and every footstep is a verse in an ancient song still echoing through the peaks. Nafplio Old Town and Palamidi Fortress. Nafplio, often called the most romantic town in Greece, is a place where the past lingers in every stone and the sea breeze carries centuries of stories. Once the capital of modern Greece, it still feels regal, with neo-classical mansions, flower-draped balconies, and cobbled streets that invite endless wandering. The heart of Nafplio is its old town, a maze of elegant alleyways and Venetian buildings painted in warm hues. At its crown sits the Palamidi fortress, perched dramatically atop a hill, and accessed by a legendary 999 steps. As you climb, each footfall is a reminder of the town's resilience, and at the top, the view of the Agolic Gulf stretches into myth and memory. Bortzi Castle, and ancient sites just offshore. The Bortzi Castle rests on its own islet, like a stone ship anchored in time. Once a prison and fortress, today it's a striking reminder of Nafplio's strategic and storied past. Accessible by boat, it offers panoramic views back toward the town, connecting sea and stone in a single sweeping glance. Beyond the charm of the town itself, Nafplio is a gateway to ancient wonders. A short journey away lies Mycenae, the city of Agamemnon, where the famed Lion Gate and royal tombs echo with Homeric legacy. Not far off is Epidaurus, home to a theatre whose acoustics still defy modern explanation, inviting performances beneath the same stars that lit the ancient world. Nafplio is not just a destination, it's a feeling of graceful nostalgia. It's sipping coffee in a shaded square, while bells ring from a distant church. It's the hush of history, the warmth of the sun, and the sense that time in this corner of Greece moves with a gentler rhythm.
Chania, Crete, Venetian harbour, and Old Town. Chania, nestled on the northwestern coast of Crete, is a mosaic of cultures layered over time. Its heart beats in the Venetian harbour, where a lighthouse stands like a sentinel of the ages, guiding ships into a port that has welcomed Minoans, Venetians, Ottomans, and travelers from across the globe. The Old Town unfolds in a maze of narrow streets lined with pastel houses, wooden balconies, and flowering vines. Each turn reveals a new secret: a hidden courtyard, a centuries-old church, a taverna filled with the smell of freshly baked bread and herbs. The harbour glows golden at sunset, reflecting the buildings that lean lovingly over the water, their facades aged by salt and sun. Chania's charm lies in this quiet coexistence of cultures, a place where history is not displayed behind glass, but lived in every day. Here, the stones beneath your feet tell stories in many tongues, and the air feels charged with memory. Beaches and culinary scene beyond the city's ancient streets, nature offers its own masterpiece. Beaches like Balos, Ilafonici, and Falasana are stunning in their contrasts: pink sands and turquoise waters, rugged cliffs and serene lagoons. These are places where time stops, where the world quiets, and the senses awaken. And then there is the food, vibrant, earthy, and full of soul. Chania's culinary scene celebrates Crete's agricultural heritage. Visit the municipal market for olives, cheeses, herbs, and handmade pastries, or dine in rustic tavernas, where recipes have been passed down through generations. Every dish is a chapter in Crete's story, from Dakos salads and lamb with stamnagathi to sweet bougatsa and racomolo. To visit Chania is to walk through a living tapestry. It's where history whispers through stone walls, where flavors root you in place, and where the sea meets land in a harmony that lingers long after you leave. Monemvasia, Lower and Upper Town. Monemvasia, often called the Gibraltar of the East, is a medieval marvel clinging to the edge of a steep rock that rises abruptly from the Aegean Sea. Hidden from view on approach, the town unveils itself only when you cross a narrow causeway, like a secret whispered between past and present. The Lower Town is a storybook come to life. Cobbled streets wind beneath Byzantine arches, and through vaulted stone passageways. Elegant mansions and tiny chapels dot the townscape, wrapped in ivy and set against a backdrop of sea and sky. Cafes and tavernas tucked into old buildings offer not just refreshments, but moments suspended in time. The climb to the Upper Town is a journey through silence. Up winding paths and past ruined churches and stone walls, you arrive at the ancient citadel. Here, the Church of Hagia Sophia perches at the cliff's edge, as if in dialogue with heaven itself. The view is sweeping and humbling, a reminder of how small we are beneath the sky, and how vast the stories that linger in stone. Cultural heritage and views. Monemvasia is more than architecture, it's a living museum of Greek resilience and creativity. The town was once a hub for trade, faith, and fortress-building brilliance. Today, its preservation is a triumph of cultural pride and reverence for the past. As the sun sets, the buildings blush in hues of amber and rose. The sea shimmers, the bells toll, and time, for a moment, forgets to march forward. In Envision, history isn't behind you, it's all around you, holding you gently in place. Lindos, Rhodes Acropolis and historical significance. Lindos, perched high above the eastern shores of Rhodes, is a town where myth and magnificence converge. Its crowning jewel is the Acropolis of Lindos, a dramatic fusion of natural rock and ancient architecture. The climb to the top is a rite of passage, winding through sun-drenched paths flanked by blooming bougainvillea and echoing with the sound of donkey hooves, still used to transport visitors in traditional style. At the summit, the temple of Athena Lindia rises in solemn grace. Built to honor the goddess who safeguarded the city, the temple stands as a beacon of reverence and resilience. From this high perch, the panoramic views are breathtaking: azure sea below, the whitewashed village wrapped around the hill, and the endless horizon inviting reflection. Village and beaches below the Acropolis, Lindos itself is a labyrinth of whitewashed homes, mosaic courtyards, and artisan shops. The village is car-free, adding to its timeless charm. Stroll through shaded alleyways, discover rooftop restaurants with sweeping views, and hear tales of knights and traders that passed through its harbor centuries ago. Lindos is also blessed with some of the island's most idyllic beaches. St. Paul's Bay, a horseshoe-shaped cove, is said to be where the Apostle Paul landed during his missionary journeys. Its clear waters are perfect for swimming, while its tranquil beauty makes it feel almost sacred. In Lindos, history isn't just remembered, it is relived in every step, every vista, every whisper of wind through ancient stone. It's a place where the sacred and the scenic unite in perfect harmony. Simi Island architecture and history. Simi Island, a jewel of the Dokanese, greets visitors with a breathtaking amphitheater of pastel-colored neoclassical mansions rising from the sea. Its harbor, Gialos, looks like a watercolor come to life, where reflections of ochre, rose and mint facades shimmer on the water's surface. These stately homes were built during the island's 19th century heyday, when sponge diving and shipbuilding brought wealth and elegance. As you stroll through Simi's streets, time slows. The upper town of Corio climbs the hillside, linked by the famous Kali Strata, a grand staircase of 500 stone steps that winds past homes, gardens and sunlit courtyards. History lives here in quiet details: a crumbling column, an ornate doorframe, a fisherman mending his nets beside a chapel dedicated to saints of the sea. Cultural heritage beyond its beauty, Simi pulses with tradition. The island's spiritual heart is the monastery of Archangel Michael Panomitis, a pilgrimage site nestled in a serene bay. Its baroque bell tower and intricate wood carvings speak of devotion preserved through centuries. Here, candlelight glows on golden icons, and hymns rise with the scent of incense. Simi's calendar is marked by festivals that draw both locals and travelers. From vibrant religious feasts to the annual music and cultural festival, the island celebrates life with dance, food, and communal joy. Every event is an invitation to connect, to honor the past, and to share in the present. And then there is the cuisine. Simi shrimp, tiny and bursting with flavor, are the island's signature dish, best enjoyed seaside, with a view of the harbor as boats bob gently nearby. In Simi, every moment feels touched by grace, every corner a postcard. It is a place to savor beauty, heritage, and the simple rhythm of island life. Spinalonga Island, Crete fortress and leper colony. Off the northeastern coast of Crete lies Spinalonga, a small island with a colossal story. Originally fortified by the Venetians in the 16th century, its stout bastions and ramparts guarded the Bay of Ilonga. The views from its walls across sparkling waters and rugged hills speak of battles fought, empires traded, and secrets held. Yet Spinalonga is best known for its haunting chapter as a leper colony. From 1903 to 1957, it became a place of isolation for those suffering from Hansen's disease. But within its confines, life persisted. Residents built shops, homes, and chapels. They fell in love, raised children, and found dignity amid adversity. Walking through the narrow streets of the abandoned village, one can still sense the resilience etched into every stone. Doors remain ajar as if waiting to be reopened. A hospital, now silent, once hummed with hope and hardship. Spinalonga is not a place of sorrow, it is a place of remembrance, strength, and humanity. Abandoned village and reflection today, Spinalonga welcomes visitors seeking more than just a history lesson.
It offers a deeply moving experience, an opportunity to reflect on isolation, courage, and the power of community. The island's layered story is preserved in its ruins, in its wind-swept silence, and in the voices of those who lived there, now echoing through time. A trip to Spina Longa is a journey inward as much as outward. It invites reverence, sparks empathy, and reminds us that even in exile, beauty and spirit endure. Thessaloniki, ancient heritage and modern culture. Thessaloniki, Greece's second-largest city, is a vibrant blend of the ancient and the avant-garde. It stretches along the Thamaic Gulf, where Byzantine towers and Ottoman baths rise beside modern cafes and cutting-edge galleries. Its heartbeat pulses with a youthful energy shaped by students, artists, and storytellers. Walk along the city's bustling promenade to the iconic White Tower, a former prison-turned-museum. Nearby lies the Arch of Galerius and the Rotunda, testaments to Roman grandeur, while the ruins of the ancient Forum sleep quietly beneath modern streets. Byzantine churches with golden mosaics whisper prayers from 1,000 years past. In Arno Poli, the upper town, life moves more slowly. Stone houses and flowered courtyards cling to steep hillsides, offering panoramic views and a taste of Thessaloniki's layered past. This city is a canvas where antiquity, rebellion and renaissance are all painted in bold, unfiltered strokes. Culinary scene and cultural life. Thessaloniki is a feast for the senses, especially the palate. Known as Greece's culinary capital, the city offers everything from street food like bougatsa and kolouri, to refined meze and seafood dishes served in bustling ouzouris. The flavors reflect its multicultural roots, Ottoman spices, Balkan warmth and Mediterranean freshness. Markets like Modiano and Kopani brim with local produce, cheeses, olives and aromatic herbs. Every meal is a celebration, a gathering, an echo of Thessaloniki's past as a trading port and cultural melting pot. The city's cultural scene thrives in theaters, concert halls and festivals that span film, music and contemporary art. Museums like the Museum of Byzantine Culture and the Jewish Museum chronicle its complex history and diverse heritage. In Thessaloniki, history doesn't rest, it dances, sings and debates into the night. It's a city that doesn't just preserve the past, it reinvents it, inviting all who visit to join the dialogue. Epidaurus, ancient theatre and acoustics nestled within the pine-clad hills of the Peloponnese. Epidaurus is a place where silence and sound become sacred. The ancient theatre, built in the 4th century BCE, is among the greatest masterpieces of Greek architecture. Its perfect symmetry and awe-inspiring acoustics allow even a whisper on stage to reach the last row, testament to the ingenuity of ancient engineers. As you sit in its time-worn stone seats, imagine the audiences who once gathered here to witness dramas that explored love, betrayal, destiny, the divine. The theatre remains in use today, hosting performances that connect ancient artistry with modern expression, under the same stars that watched over Sophocles and Euripides. Cultural significance. Beyond the stage lies the sanctuary of Asclepius, the god of healing. Once one of the most important healing centers in the classical world, it welcomed pilgrims from across the Mediterranean seeking cures for ailments of body and soul. Here, medicine and mysticism met in temples, baths, and tranquil surroundings that nurtured well-being. The entire site of Epidaurus is a celebration of harmony between art and science, body and spirit. Its legacy lives not only in stone, but in every act of care and creativity that continues to shape human experience. To walk through Epidaurus is to feel how deeply the Greeks understood the connection between health, expression, and the divine. It is a timeless place where echoes of the past are not lost, but amplified, reminding us that healing and storytelling have always gone hand in hand. Mistress, Byzantine glory and architecture, clinging to the slopes of Mount Taygetus in the heart of the Peloponnese. Mistress is a vision of medieval splendor and spiritual serenity. This once glorious city, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, was a beacon of Byzantine brilliance and intellectual flowering during the 14th and 15th centuries. As you ascend the ancient pathways that connect its layered terraces, you walk through centuries of history carved into stone and fresco. Mistress is divided into the lower and upper towns, each brimming with palaces, mansions, and more than a dozen churches adorned with vibrant Byzantine frescoes that have survived centuries of wind, weather, and time. The despot's palace, a seat of regional power, rises with commanding presence, overlooking the valley below. Its grandeur speaks of a city once at the cultural forefront of the Byzantine world, a place where art, theology and diplomacy flourished. Historical importance, more than just its buildings, Mistras represents the final chapter of the Byzantine Empire. It was one of the last great strongholds before Constantinople fell. Its scholars and clergy preserved texts, nurtured Orthodox tradition, and helped bridge classical wisdom with the Renaissance that would soon unfold in Western Europe. The Church of Hagia Sophia and the Parthenon Monastery are particularly moving. Still active today, Parthenon continues the spiritual lineage of the site, inviting quiet reflection among ancient icons and flickering candles. From its hilltop fortress to its hidden gardens, Mistras is a place where echoes of empires endure, and where visitors feel not just the presence of history, but its soul. It's a journey back in time and inward into the beauty of endurance, creativity, and faith. Kefalonia Geological Wonders and Beaches. Kefalonia, the largest of the Ionian Islands, is a realm of rugged beauty and geological wonder. Beneath its hills lie vast cave systems, most notably Drogarati Cave, where nature has sculpted chambers of stalactites and stalagmites that shimmer like crystal chandeliers. Nearby, Melisani Cave is a subterranean lake glowing with sapphire light, especially when the sun pierces the collapsed roof, creating a magical spectacle of reflections. Above ground, Kefalonia's beaches are no less astonishing. Myrtos Beach, with its white pebbles and sheer cliffs, is a jewel framed by turquoise waters. Anti-Samos, famous from the film Captain Corelli's Mandolin, offers vibrant blue seas and lush green backdrops. Jess Beach, with its rust-red sands and clay-rich waters, offers both beauty and natural skin therapy. Historical significance. Kefalonia's story is one of resilience. During World War II, it was the site of the massacre of the Aki Division, a tragedy that left deep scars and inspired literary remembrance. The island also played a key role in the Greek War of Independence, and its people are known for their fierce spirit and proud traditions. The island's capital, Argostoli, pulses with culture, especially along the Lithostroto, its central pedestrian street lined with shops, cafes, and the rhythm of everyday life. Visit the Archaeological Museum for artifacts that trace Kefalonia's roots from prehistoric to Roman times, or explore the Korgiolenios Library, one of Greece's finest. Boat tours from Kefalonia offer access to nearby Ithaca, the legendary home of Odysseus, and other unspoiled islets. Here, mythology and geography entwine, giving visitors the sense that every rock and inlet holds a story. Kefalonia is where earth, sea, and spirit converge. It's a place that captivates through contrast of color, history, and depth, and offers both relaxation and revelation in equal measure. Mount Athos monastic traditions. Mount Athos, or the Holy Mountain, is a world apart. This autonomous monastic community on a peninsula in northern Greece has been a bastion of Orthodox Christianity for over 1,000 years. Entry is restricted, only men may visit and only with special permission, but for those who make the journey, Athos offers a rare window into timeless devotion. 20 monasteries rise among forests and cliffs, their stone walls encasing treasures of religious art, libraries of priceless manuscripts, and a spiritual life untouched by the modern world. Monks live by ancient rhythms, prayers, chants, fasting and manual labor, all aligned with the Byzantine calendar and liturgy. Architecture and spirituality. The architecture of Athos is both fortress and sanctuary. Fresco-covered chapels, incense-filled corridors, and echoing courtyards blend austerity with artistry. Icons are not merely decoration, they are venerated as windows into the divine. Mount Athos is not a museum, it is a living, breathing monument to faith. Its silence is profound, its purpose clear. In a fast-paced world, Athos remains a sacred pause, a place to reconnect, reflect and remember the deeper currents of human existence. Whether glimpsed from a boat offshore or experienced from within, Mount Athos is a spiritual summit as enduring as the mountains that cradle it. Patmos Island. Religious significance. Patmos, an island of profound peace and mysticism, rises from the Aegean like a revelation. Often called the Jerusalem of the Aegean, this sacred isle is where St. John the theologian received the visions that became the Book of Revelation. A spiritual refuge for pilgrims and seekers, Patmos offers more than history, it offers transcendence. The Cave of the Apocalypse, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is where St. John is believed to have heard the voice of God. Inside, time slows. The rock is marked by the very spot where he is said to have laid his head, and the fissures in the walls are venerated as channels of divine communication. Each candle's glow and every whispered prayer adds to the atmosphere of awe. Monastery and island life. Towering above the capital, Chora, is the monastery of St. John the Theologian. Its fortified exterior conceals a world of intricate frescoes, ancient manuscripts, and devotional tranquility. Built in the 11th century, the monastery remains active and influential, a place where the rhythm of monastic life continues undisturbed. Chora itself is a maze of whitewashed alleyways, arched doorways, and hidden courtyards. From its terraced houses, the view across the Aegean is both grounding and divine. Life moves at a deliberate pace, shops close at midday, conversations stretch into the afternoon, and the stillness feels holy. Beaches and cultural heritage beyond its sacred spaces. Patmos is rich in natural and cultural beauty. Beaches like Siliamos and Lambi offer crystal clear waters and serenity. The island also boasts a vibrant artistic community, with galleries, music festivals, and literary events woven into its yearly rhythm. On Patmos, every stone has been touched by devotion, every vista shaped by reverence. It is a place of pilgrimage for the soul, where history and faith are felt as much as they are seen. Vikos Gorge. Natural beauty and hiking trails. In the heart of the Pindus Mountains, Vikos Gorge cuts deep into the earth like a scar etched by the hand of time. Part of the Vikos, Ours National Park in northwestern Greece, this spectacular gorge is one of the deepest in the world in proportion to its width, a place where geology becomes poetry. Towering limestone cliffs rise over 900 meters above the Voidomatis River, and hiking trails wind through ancient forests, stone bridges and alpine meadows. The landscape shifts dramatically with the seasons, lush green in spring, golden in summer, fiery in autumn, and cloaked in snow come winter. Walking the trail from Monodendri to Vikos, or Papingo isn't just a physical journey, it's a meditative one. Silence reigns here, broken only by birdsong and the gentle murmur of the river. Along the way, hikers encounter arched stone bridges built by master craftsmen of the past, linking villages and valleys with grace and endurance. Biodiversity. Vikos is a sanctuary of biodiversity, home to more than 1,700 species of plants, many of which are endemic or medicinal, so much so that the area was once known for its folk healers, the Vikos doctors, who used the local flora to treat a wide range of ailments. The gorge shelters wildlife, including otters, foxes, golden eagles, and even the elusive Balkan chamois that scale its precipitous cliffs. This rich biodiversity, protected under UNESCO and Natura 2000 designations, makes Vikos Gorge not just a hiker's paradise, but an ecological treasure. To explore Vikos is to be humbled by nature's grandeur and reminded of the delicate, powerful balance that sustains life. It's a place of deep silence and deeper truths, an untouched world that invites you to slow down, look closer, and breathe. Ancient Corinth. Temple of Apollo and Acrocorinth. Ancient Corinth, where the echoes of gods and empires still resonate, stands as a monumental gateway between myth and historical reality. Positioned at the crossroads of trade and travel, Corinth once rivaled Athens in wealth, influence and splendor. It was a place where sailors, merchants, philosophers, and pilgrims converged, leaving behind a tapestry of ruins that now tell stories in stone. Dominating the archaeological site is the Temple of Apollo, one of the few remaining examples of archaic Doric architecture. Its thick fluted columns, some weathered, some broken, stand defiantly against time and sky. Constructed in the 6th century BCE, this temple once held a commanding view of a thriving metropolis, its sanctuary bustling with rituals and reverence. Looming high above the city is Acrocorinth, the massive fortified acropolis that guarded the city for over 2 millennia. Reaching its summit means tracing the footsteps of soldiers, monks and rulers who once manned its bastions. Within its sprawling ramparts lie layers of history, Greek temples, Byzantine chapels, Frankish towers, and Ottoman minarets, all coexisting in stone. The panoramic views from its peak reveal Corinth's strategic brilliance and the enduring power of geography in shaping destiny. Bema and Isthmian Games. At the heart of the Roman Agora lies the Bema, a speaker's platform that once hosted legal proceedings, public decrees, and philosophical debates. It is here, according to the Acts of the Apostles, that Paul the Apostle defended his teachings before the Roman proconsul Gallio. That singular moment intertwines Corinth's pagan past with its Christian future, adding yet another dimension to its already rich legacy. Just a few kilometers east lies the site of the Isthmian Games, a grand athletic festival second only to Olympia in prestige. Held in honor of Poseidon, the god of the sea, the games included chariot races, wrestling, music competitions, and poetic contests. The stadium ruins, though worn, still bear the layout of ancient glories, where athletes competed not only for victory but for honor eternal. The nearby Isthmus of Corinth, once a barrier between two seas, is another marvel. Before the modern canal, ships were hauled overland on a paved stone road known as the Diolkos, a marvel of ancient logistics. Today, the canal slices through rock with stunning precision, linking past ingenuity with modern engineering. Corinth is not just a destination for the historically curious, it's a portal to the souls of civilizations. To walk through its streets is to engage with the voices of sages, the prayers of pilgrims, and the commands of emperors. Ancient Corinth isn't frozen in time, it's alive in the imagination of all who listen to what its ruins still have to say.
Ioannina, Lake Pamvotis, and Ioannina Island, nestled in the northwestern region of Epirus. Ioannina is a city where myth, memory, and mist converge around the serene Lake Pamvotis. This lake is more than a scenic backdrop. It is the city's soul, mirroring not just the skyline and mountains, but centuries of cultural and spiritual legacy. Lake Pamvotis invites quiet reflection. Its calm waters shimmer beneath Mount Mitsikali's imposing silhouette, creating a timeless atmosphere that draws poets, philosophers, and travelers alike. A brief boat ride carries visitors to the island of Ioannina, one of the very few inhabited lake islands in Europe. Here, cobbled lanes wind past whitewashed homes, while Byzantine and post-Byzantine monasteries peek from between trees, their frescoes still radiant with age-old devotion. The monastery of Philanthropon, founded in the 13th century, stands as a beacon of spiritual and intellectual resilience. Its vivid murals portray not just saints but ancient philosophers, blending orthodoxy with Hellenic thought. On this tranquil island, life flows at its own pace. Fishermen cast nets, artisans craft sweets with rosewater and almond, and time itself seems reluctant to pass. Historical sites and cultural scene, across the lake, Ioannina unfolds as a city of echoes and ideas. Its historic castle, the oldest Byzantine fortress in Greece still inhabited, dominates the landscape. Within its walls lie a medley of epochs. The Aslan Pasha Mosque, now housing the Municipal Ethnographic Museum, stands beside Orthodox chapels and ruined synagogues, each layer telling of the city's multi-faith, multicultural past. Ioannina once held one of Greece's most vibrant Jewish communities, and remnants of this legacy still linger in the Castro district. The nearby Byzantine Museum and treasury of the Epirot Despotate showcase artifacts that span empires, from Byzantine relics to Ottoman engravings, each whispering tales of conquests, resilience, and creativity. The city is also famous for its silverwork, a tradition that dates back to the Ottoman era. Intricate filigree and engraved objects still grace the hands of modern artisans in local workshops. These aren't mere souvenirs, they are heirlooms crafted with the same care and precision as they were centuries ago. But Ioannina is not a city confined to the past. The presence of its university infuses it with energy and edge. Its cobbled streets come alive with student laughter, art spaces brim with experimental expression, and literary cafes buzz with conversation well into the night. Ioannina is a place where the past walks beside you and the future is already writing itself. It's a city of scholars and artisans, revolutionaries and dreamers, wrapped in the mists of its lake and the poetry of its mountains, a quiet cornerstone in the vast mosaic of Greece. Lefkada Island beaches and water sports. Lefkada, the only Greek island accessible by car thanks to a floating bridge, is a seamless fusion of convenience and paradise. Surrounded by the sparkling Ionian Sea, its coastline is a mosaic of turquoise waters, dramatic cliffs, and silky sands. Here, every beach tells a story, not just of beauty, but of adventure and timeless allure. Porto Katsiki is perhaps the island's most iconic gem. Tucked beneath towering white cliffs, it dazzles with its luminous waters and postcard perfection. Egremni, a secluded sweep of shoreline accessible via a long staircase or boat, enchants with its untouched serenity. its waters so clear they seem otherworldly. Kathisma Beach is bold and vibrant, known for its deep blue waves and lively beach bars. For those craving solitude, Milos Beach requires a scenic hike or boat ride, rewarding explorers with peace and panoramic views. Water sports thrive here. In Veseliki Bay, the winds create ideal conditions for windsurfers, drawing enthusiasts from across Europe. Kitesurfers dance across the waters at Agios Ioninat, while yachters navigate routes around Lefkada's satellite islets, like Scorpios, once owned by the Onassis family, and Meganizi, beloved for its tranquil harbors and hidden coves. Mountain villages and cultural heritage beyond the beaches. Lefkada's inland is a world of pine forests, cascading waterfalls, and timeless traditions. The island's mountainous core shelters villages like Karia, Ingluvi, and Xanthia, places where everyday life feels like a page from a forgotten folktale. Karia is the heart of the island's embroidery legacy. Here, women still practice the intricate art of Karsaniko stitching, adorning fabrics with motifs handed down through generations. In shaded village squares, locals sip Greek coffee beneath ancient plane trees while folk music drifts from open windows. In Ingluvi, known for producing some of Greece's finest lentils, agricultural life thrives with authenticity. The high-altitude plateau blooms in summer, offering a scenic contrast to the sea-swept coastline. Hiking paths crisscross the landscape, leading to places like the Dimasari waterfalls near Nidri, and the monastery of Phaneromene perched on a hill with sweeping sea views. Lefkada town, the capital, is a mix of charm and resilience. Its colorful wooden homes, built with lightweight materials due to frequent seismic activity, line narrow alleys filled with bookshops, bakeries, and oseries. The marina bustles with sailors and strolls, and festivals like the International Folklore Festival fill the streets with music, costumes, and joy. Lefkada is a place where natural splendor meets cultural soul. Whether you're diving into its Ionian waters or savoring sweet mandalato under mountain skies, the island extends not just a welcome, but a warm invitation to feel at home in its stories, sights, and sunlit rhythms. Naxos Island Portara and traditional villages. Naxos, the largest of the Cyclades, is a place where mythology, marble, and fertile earth converge into a story both ancient and alive. As you approach its harbor, you're welcomed by the Portara, the colossal marble doorway of an unfinished temple of Apollo, set on the islet of Palatia. It stands as a gateway, not only to Naxos, but to time itself. Framed by the setting sun, it becomes an altar to history, myth, and the enduring beauty of ruin. But beyond this iconic landmark lies an island of vibrant tradition and quiet majesty. Inland, the villages of Naxos reveal a soul untouched by haste. In Halki, neoclassical buildings and citrus groves surround narrow lanes filled with art studios and distilleries that produce kitron, the island's signature liqueur. Apiranthos, often called the Marble Village, is built entirely from the stone that has long been Naxos' gift to the world. Its 5 small museums, friendly locals, and cultural vibrancy make it a living gallery of Cycladic heritage. In Philoti, whitewashed homes spill down the hillside beneath Mount Sas, the highest peak in the Cyclades, said to be the childhood refuge of Zeus himself. Here, village life moves to a rhythm of shared meals, seasonal festivals, and the soft sound of bouzouki echoing from tavern windows. These places are not frozen in time, they breathe it. Agricultural tradition and cuisine. Unlike its arid island neighbors, Naxos is blessed with rivers, springs, and fertile plains that have nurtured a deeply rooted agricultural identity. This natural wealth has earned the island its reputation as the Garden of the Cyclades. Naxian potatoes are famed throughout Greece, grown in the mineral-rich earth of Livadi's lowlands. The island's cheeses, especially Graviera, Arsenico, and Chinoturo, are made from the milk of goats and sheep that roam its hillsides, flavored by wild herbs and mountain air. Local farmers still work the land with knowledge passed down through centuries, keeping the connection between people and place strong. Dining here is an immersive experience in Naxian culture. In a seaside taverna or a mountain courtyard, you might save a roasted goat with lemon, zucchini blossoms filled with rice and mint,
or sweet galactobarreco laced with citrus. Everything is fresh, seasonal, and full of soul. Trails crisscross the island, guiding travelers through terraced olive groves, ancient quarries, and serene chapels hidden among the hills. The Temple of Demeter, made from gleaming white marble, stands amid fields of wheat and barley, a sacred tribute to the life-giving power of the earth. Naxos is where myth walks beside memory, where every field and footpath hums with stories. It is a land both grounded and divine, where the past feeds the present, and every flavor, vista, and stone holds meaning. To know Naxos is to taste the fullness of Greece, its generosity, resilience, and radiant, rooted joy. Paros Island beaches and villages. Paros, nestled in the heart of the Cyclades, is a radiant island where whitewashed beauty meets cosmopolitan charm. Known for its idyllic beaches, traditional villages, and understated elegance, Paros is a mosaic of experiences, each tile offering a different shade of Greek life. The coastline is a study in contrasts. Golden Beach, famed among windsurfers for its reliable gusts and vast sandy expanse, pulses with energy and water sport activity. Kolymbithres stuns with its sculpted granite rocks and tranquil coves, where swimmers weave between boulders shaped by wind and sea. Santa Maria and Parasporas offer lively beachfronts with music, cocktails, and a youthful vibe, while secluded shores like Faragas and Lagari provide peaceful retreats. Paros villages are living poems in Cycladic architecture. Parakia, the island's capital, is crowned by the Church of Panagia Ekaton Tapeliani, one of Greece's oldest and most revered Byzantine monuments. As you wander its alleyways, you encounter ancient ruins woven into the fabric of homes and squares, where bougainvillea spill from balconies, and the scent of baked bread drifts through the air. Naousa, once a humble fishing village, has transformed into a chic harbor town without losing its soul. Its waterfront hums with cafes and art galleries, while the old Venetian castle, half submerged in the bay, reminds visitors of Paros' strategic maritime past. At night, Naousa glows with sophistication. Boutiques, osaries, and vibrant bars animate the cobblestone lanes. Cultural scene and cuisine. Paros doesn't simply showcase beauty, it celebrates it. The island's cultural heartbeat can be felt in its summer festivals, open-air concerts, and art exhibitions. Every August, the Naousa Pirate Festival reenacts a historic raid with boats, music, and fireworks, blending legend with community spirit. In the tranquil village of Lefkis, perched high in the mountains, visitors can walk the Byzantine Road, a stone path that connects history with the present, winding through olive groves and offering panoramic views of the sea. Lefkis, with its neoclassical mansions and quiet tavernas, feels untouched by time. Paros is also a culinary delight. The local cuisine honors the simplicity and richness of the Aegean. Grilled octopus, sun-dried mackerel, and chickpea balls share the table with tangy cheeses, thyme-scented honey, and wines made from the island's indigenous grapes. Dining here often unfolds slowly. Meals are conversations, celebrations, and reflections under the stars. The marble of Paros, prized since antiquity, once sculpted the Venus de Milo, and continues to shape the island's identity. It speaks to Paros' legacy of artistry, a legacy alive in its workshops, galleries, and even in the way a simple courtyard is arranged with elegance and care. Paros invites you to embrace both serenity and sophistication. It's a place where sun and stone, myth and modernity, tradition and trend all blend seamlessly. In every grain of sand, every whisper of wind, Paros tells a story that is both ancient and beautifully now. Skiathos Island beaches and nightlife. Skiathos, the crown jewel of the Sporades, is a lush oasis where pine-covered hills tumble into crystal-clear seas. This island is paradise for beach lovers, boasting more than 60 beaches that wrap around its vibrant coastline, each offering its own character, from quiet escapes to energetic hubs. Kokournaris Beach, often hailed as one of Greece's most beautiful, is a golden arc fringed by a protected pine forest and kissed by turquoise waters. Nearby Banana Beach lives up to its name with its youthful vibe, beach bars, and a pulse that quickens as the sun climbs. If you're after serenity, Lalaria Beach awaits, accessible only by boat, with luminous white pebbles, sculpted cliffs, and sea caves carved by the ages. Hidden coves like Mandraki and Mikros Asalinos beckon explorers with their untouched beauty. These secret spots offer perfect solitude for those seeking the sea's quieter song, blending pine-scented air with the rhythmic crash of waves. Here, Skiathos's untamed side reveals itself. As the sun dips behind the horizon, Skiathos lights up. Papadiamantis Street in Skiathos town transforms into a buzzing corridor of energy, with cocktail lounges, live music venues, and lively beach clubs. The Old Port area draws night owls and romantics alike, its lantern-lit walkways echoing with laughter, clinking glasses, and the music of the Aegean night. Skiathos town and cultural charm. Skiathos town, the island's beating heart, is a place where tradition meets sophistication. Whitewashed houses with terracotta roofs lean into narrow alleyways filled with artisan shops, hidden courtyards, and fragrant bakeries. The harbor is alive with color. Fishing boats bob next to polished yachts, while tavernas serve fresh seafood and meze under blooming bougainvillea. The Old Port area oozes charm and history. Here, the ruins of a Venetian castle peek from the sea, while the nearby Borci Peninsula, once a defensive outpost, now hosts open-air theaters, shaded cafes, and stunning sea views. It's a place to pause, reflect, and watch the world go by with a breeze in your hair and a drink in hand. Literary lovers will find inspiration in the Papadiamantis House Museum, dedicated to Alexandros Papadiamantis, one of Greece's most treasured authors. His words brought Skiathos to life in ink, and his spirit lingers in the island's soul. Skiathos is also a launch point for discovery. Day trips to neighboring Skiopilos and Alonissos open the door to more sporadic splendor, secluded beaches, hillside monasteries, and the chance to spot monk seals in the National Marine Park. Skiathos is not just a destination, it's a mood, a rhythm, a celebration. It is where the carefree essence of the Greek summer pulses through every beach, every breeze, and every barefoot stroll at midnight. Whether you seek natural wonders or nocturnal energy, Skiathos welcomes you into its radiant embrace. Milos Island geological diversity and beaches. Milos is a marvel of the natural world, an island born of volcanic fire, shaped by wind and sea, and painted by time. Located in the southwestern Cyclades, Milos stuns visitors with its unique geological formations, surreal landscapes, and more than 70 beaches, each one more intriguing than the last. Serakiniko, Milos' most photographed beach, looks like a lunar dreamscape. Its white volcanic rock, smoothed into waves by wind and water, gleams under the sun and glows under the moon. It's a place where gravity and imagination seem to suspend, inviting visitors to explore natural arches, cliff dives, and tide-carved caves. Firaplaka, Sigrado, and Paleokori offer vibrant contrasts. Firaplaka is framed by rainbow-hued cliffs that reflect the island's mineral wealth. Sigrado, hidden between towering rocks and accessed via rope and ladder, rewards the adventurous with a tranquil sapphire bay. Paleokori's steaming sands and colorful rocks hint at the geothermal energy that still pulses below the surface. For a more intimate experience, head to Papafragas or Kleftiko. Papafragas is a sea cave with turquoise waters nestled between sheer cliffs, while Kleftiko, once a pirate hideout, is a wonderland of sea stacks, caves and arches accessible only by boat. Sailing around Milos reveals its wild heart, a coastline untouched by roads, alive with mystery and marine beauty. Natural wonders and history. Milos is not just stunning, it's storied. The island's geological richness made it a center of mining since ancient times. Today, the Milos Mining Museum tells this history with artifacts, exhibits, and a view into the mineralogical marvels that have shaped the island's destiny. But Milos also has a softer side. Inland, whitewashed villages like Plaka and Tripiti perch on hilltops, offering panoramic views and slow rhythms. Narrow alleys wind past vibrant doors, tiny chapels, and inviting tavernas where the scent of oregano and grilled fish fills the air. In Tripiti, the early Christian catacombs stretch beneath the earth, a labyrinth of devotion dating back to the 1st century AD. Nearby lie the ruins of the ancient city and the theater, where the famed Venus de Milo was discovered. Now one of the Louvre's most iconic treasures, the island also boasts thermal springs at Canava and their warm waters offering healing and relaxation, just as they did in antiquity. Nature here is not merely scenery, it's an immersive experience of touch, taste, and transformation. Milos is an island of elements, earth, fire, water, and light. To explore it is to be reminded that beauty often comes from contrast, the softness of waves against the hardness of stone, the solitude of coves beside the laughter of beach cafes, the silence of ancient tombs beneath the roar of the Aegean. Milos doesn't just welcome you, it astonishes you, again and again. Tinos Island, spiritual significance, and architecture. Tinos is a Cycladic island, like no other, a sanctuary where faith, tradition and artistry intertwine across windswept hills and sunlit chapels. It's best known as a sacred destination for pilgrims who journey to the Church of Panagia Evangelistria to seek blessings from its famed icon of the Virgin Mary. Each year, thousands make the pilgrimage, many ascending the long red-carpeted path to the church on their knees in an expression of deep reverence and hope. The church dominates the skyline of Chora, Tinos' capital, a gleaming beacon of neoclassical beauty. It welcomes visitors with marble staircases, golden chandeliers, and a serene stillness broken only by whispered prayers and the soft clink of candle holders. Yet the island's spiritual essence extends far beyond this central sanctuary. Over 700 chapels and churches are scattered across Tinos, many hidden in olive groves or perched on hillsides, each telling its own story of devotion. Tinos is also a marvel of vernacular architecture, known for its more than 1,000 intricately designed dovecotes. These decorative pigeon towers, relics of Venetian rule, transform functional structures into works of art, their patterned stonework echoing the island's deep-rooted sense of beauty and purpose. Marble craftsmanship and natural beauty. Tinos is carved in marble, literally and metaphorically. The village of Pyrkos is its sculpted heart, where the tradition of marble carving has flourished for centuries. Wander its quiet lanes, and you'll see doorframes, fountains, lintels, and staircases bearing the marks of master artisans. Pyrkos is home to the Museum of Marble Crafts, a fascinating tribute to the tools, techniques, and legacy of this living tradition. In studios and workshops throughout the village, you can still watch chisels at work, shaping stone into forms both sacred and sublime. Many of Greece's most renowned sculptors hail from Tinos, their talent reflecting an island where creativity is as natural as the wind. Beyond its artistry, Tinos offers a kaleidoscope of landscapes. The villages of Kardiani and Asternia cling to the hillsides, with their whitewashed houses and blue-domed churches, offering panoramic views of the Aegean. Volax is nestled among massive spherical granite boulders, an almost lunar terrain, where basket weaving and poetry thrive in equal measure. Nature expresses itself boldly on Tinos. Windswept plateaus give way to fertile valleys, while cliffs tumble into clear, quiet coves. Beaches like Kolimbithra, beloved by surfers and sun-seekers alike, Agios Romanos, with its peaceful charm, and Agios Focas close to town, offer variety and vivid beauty. Hiking paths trace ancient terraced hills, leading to archaeological sites, forgotten chapels, and vistas that stretch to nearby islands. Whether following the coastline or venturing inland, each step on Tinos uncovers a deeper layer of the island's story. Tinos is a place of whispers and wonder, where bells ring across distant valleys, marble sings under a craftsman's hand, and hospitality lives not in luxury, but in shared meals and heartfelt smiles. It invites not the hurried tourist, but the curious traveler, to listen, linger, and be transformed by the grace of simplicity and soul. Amokos Island Myth and Tradition. Amokos, the easternmost jewel of the Cyclades, emerges from the Aegean like a whispered legend etched in stone and wind. Remote and rugged, it feels both ancient and untouched, a haven where myth is not just remembered but lived. From its sheer cliffs plunging into sapphire waters to its labyrinthine villages, untouched by modern haste, Amokos is a place that rewards the quiet-hearted traveler. Long before it became the dreamlike backdrop for Luc Besson's The Big Blue, Amokos had already enchanted wanderers with its raw landscapes and spiritual presence. Its name is linked to the Amogono, a rare flax once woven here into fine linen worn by ancient Greeks. Even today, that sense of refinement and resilience defines the island's spirit. The land breathes myth, winds murmur through time-covered hillsides, paths lead to solitary chapels clutching cliffs, and ancient stone terraces snake across mountains, as if drawn by invisible hands. There's a humility here, a sense of reverence for the land and its silence, that beckons visitors to slow down, tune in and tread lightly. Historical sites and villages. The spiritual heart of Amokos is the awe-inspiring monastery of Joseviotissa, built in the 11th century against a vertical rock face 300 meters above the sea. Painted white against grey stone and blue sky, it appears almost weightless, defying gravity and time. Within its narrow walls lie centuries-old manuscripts, sacred icons, and the stories of monks who sought solitude and communion here. The view from the balcony, sea meeting sky, is one of Greece's most humbling panoramas. Chora, the island's capital, is a Cycladic treasure, a winding maze of alleys, domed chapels, windmills, and hidden courtyards. It's both a relic of Venetian influence and a vibrant community. Days unfold slowly here, locals sipping coffee under bougainvillea-covered pergolas, children playing in sun-warmed squares, cats weaving between doorways, all under the gentle shadow of the 13th century castle that watches over it. Amokol's other villages, such as Katapola, Igiali, and Langada, reveal the island's human heart. Katapola, the main port, exudes quiet charm and maritime tradition. Igiali, in the north, is ringed by beaches and mountains, and offers spectacular sunsets from its terrace cafes. Langada, tucked in the hills above, is a gateway to highland paths and unspoiled hospitality, where meals are served with smiles and stories. Amokos is also an island of ancient echoes. The ruins of Minoa, believed to have ties to the Minoan civilization, overlook Katapola Bay and offer glimpses into an island once at the crossroads of trade and culture. Marble stairways and stone walls whisper of lives once lived in harmony with the land, nature and experience more than just scenic. Amokos is sensorial. Its network of well-marked hiking trails weaves through olive groves, past Byzantine churches, and along ridgelines with sweeping Aegean views. The scent of sage and oregano fills the air, while goats bleat in the distance and hawks circle overhead. The island's beaches, Aegea, Anna, Morus, Levrosos, are raw and unfiltered. Some are reached by footpaths, others by boat. What they share is a sense of discovery, of arriving somewhere sacred and simple. The sea here is impossibly blue, echoing the island's mood, deep, quiet, and endlessly open. Amokos is a place for seekers, for those who come not for distractions, but for connection. It doesn't dazzle at first glance. It unfolds slowly, like a favorite poem, revealing its meaning only to those who stay, listen, and let themselves be changed. Here, the journey is not just through place, but through self. To walk Amokos is to walk between legend and life, where every path is a pilgrimage, every breeze a benediction, and every stone a keeper of ancient truths. Andros Island, lush landscapes and architecture. Andros, the northernmost island of the Cyclad, is a place where green valleys, flowing springs, and neoclassical elegance defy the barren stereotype of the Aegean. Unlike its sun-scorched neighbors, Andros is lush and generous, an island sculpted by water, carved by wind, and built by sea captains and artists alike. The island's interior is a patchwork of olive groves, citrus orchards, and cascading waterfalls. Natural springs bubble up in ancient villages like Menites, where stone lion heads spit fresh mountain water into shaded fountains. The valley of Dipotamatar hides Venetian bridges and watermills, while the verdant Arni and Apikia regions glow with vitality. This is a hiker's paradise, with trails leading to monasteries, towers, and secluded chapels nestled in silence. The coastline offers just as much diversity. Sandy beaches like Batsi and Chrysiamos invite leisurely swims, while more remote shores such as Vlekada or Akla reward those willing to explore winding roads or boat routes. At the northern tip, the lighthouse at Torlitis stands like a sculpture in the sea, solitary and poetic, much like the island itself. Andros Town and cultural heritage. Andros Town, also known as Chora, is a striking blend of old-world grace and intellectual flair. Its whitewashed houses give way to elegant neoclassical mansions, remnants of a proud maritime legacy. Narrow alleys twist toward the sea, ending in open squares where sea spray and conversations mingle beneath blossoming bougainvillea. A stone bridge connects the town to the ruins of a medieval castle, a reminder of Venetian influence and strategic past. In town, the Museum of Contemporary Art, founded by the
Dolandris family, hosts rotating exhibits from Greek and international artists, while the Archaeological Museum tells the story of Andros's ancient soul. Art and culture permeate every corner. Sculptures adorn courtyards, poetry is etched into fountains, and the rhythm of life pulses with thoughtful calm. Festivals celebrate theater, music, and dance, often held in open-air amphitheaters with sea views and summer breezes. Local life and timeless spirit. Andros's villages offer deeper immersion into its authentic spirit. In Steni's aristocratic homes stand amid fruit orchards and the scent of jasmine. In Adonia and Corthi, the pace slows, the sea speaks louder, and tradition holds tight. Locals still make almond sweets called amygdalota, dry herbs from their gardens, and bake in wood-fired ovens passed down for generations. Spirituality also shapes the island. Monasteries like Zoudokos Pigi and Panakrantu are places of pilgrimage and peace, offering views that stretch to the horizon and hearts that open to the curious. Andros is not an island of spectacle, it's one of nuance. It invites exploration, reflection, and appreciation of the quiet details. The curve of a wave, the chime of a chapel bell, the warmth of bread pulled from a village hearth. It's where Cycladic charm meets mainland depth, a bridge between myth and memory, nature and nurture. To walk the trails of Andros, to dive into its waterfalls, to linger in its museums and tavernas, is to experience Greece at its most graceful and grounded. This is an island for the mindful traveler, where every moment is an invitation to feel deeply and discover slowly. Mani Peninsula, rugged landscapes and tower houses. The Mani Peninsula, located in the southern Peloponnese, stands out for its rugged landscapes, tower houses, and deep historical roots. This area is divided into Outer Mani, with its scenic coastline and picturesque villages, and Inner Mani, known for its austere beauty and traditional Maniot towers, symbols of the region's historical clan feuds, cultural heritage, and natural wonders. Mani's culture is rich with legends and traditions, deeply influenced by its isolation and the stoic character of its people. The region's architecture is unique, featuring stone towers built as both homes and fortresses, reflecting the Maniots' need for defense during turbulent times. The peninsula is also home to ancient sites, Byzantine churches, and secluded coves, offering a glimpse into Greece's varied history and natural beauty. The Diros Caves, an underground river system, are among its natural wonders, showcasing stunning stalactites and stalagmites. Aegina Island, historical monuments and cultural attractions. Aegina Island's allure extends beyond its historical monuments to include a rich tapestry of cultural and natural attractions. The island's interior is dotted with olive groves and pine forests, leading to secluded beaches and quaint villages. Among these, Paleokora is a picturesque fishing village with waterfront tavernas, offering fresh seafood and views of the sunset over the Saronic Gulf. Archaeological Museum and hiking trails. The island's Archaeological Museum in Aegina town provides a deeper dive into its ancient past, housing artifacts from the Temple of Aphaia and other significant sites across Aegina. This collection offers insights into the island's role in trade, culture, and religion throughout history. The island's network of hiking trails invites nature lovers to explore its diverse landscapes, from rugged coastlines to gentle hills. Parga, scenic beauty and Venetian castle. Parga, nestled on the northwest coast of Greece, combines the beauty of an island with the charm of a mainland village. Surrounded by lush green hills and clear blue waters, it's a scenic jewel of the Epirus region. The town is famous for its colorful houses that climb the hillside up to a Venetian castle, which offers panoramic views of Parga and the Ionian Sea. The castle, a testament to Parga's rich history, was a strategic defense point against various invaders, and now serves as a reminder of the town's past struggles and victories. Beaches and Acheron River. Below, the bustling harbor is lined with cafes, tavernas, and shops, making it a lively center day and night. Parga's beaches, like Valtos and Lychnos, are easily accessible and known for their beauty, providing perfect spots for swimming, sunbathing, and water sports. The town also serves as a gateway to exploring the nearby Acheron River, known for its mythological significance and natural beauty, offering activities such as rafting and hiking. Kavala. Historical significance and architecture. Kavala, a coastal city in northern Greece, is steeped in history and beauty, stretching across the slopes of Mount Cimvalo, forming a natural amphitheater by the sea. Known as the Blue City, Kavala's rich past is visible through its well-preserved Byzantine castle, old aqueduct, and Ottoman houses. The city's landmark, the Kamares, is a monumental aqueduct, built by the Ottomans, standing as a testament to Kavala's architectural and historical significance. Old Town and cultural heritage. The Old Town, or Panagia district, with its narrow alleys and traditional houses, offers a glimpse into the city's multicultural heritage. Nisyros Island. Volcano and traditional villages. Nisyros is a volcanic Greek island known for its active volcano and quiet charm. The island's main draw is its volcano crater, Stephanos, where visitors can see geothermal activity up close. Mandraki, the capital, features narrow streets, white houses, and a medieval castle offering sea views. The island has untouched beaches and traditional villages like Nikia and Emporios, showcasing Greek life. Halkidiki, peninsulas and experiences. Halkidiki, situated in northern Greece, is celebrated for its three peninsulas, Cassandra, Sithonia, and Athos, each offering unique experiences. Cassandra is known for lively resorts and nightlife, Sithonia for its pristine beaches and camping, and Athos for the monastic community of Mount Athos, accessible only to men with special permission. Natural beauty and historical sites. The region boasts crystal clear waters, golden beaches, and rich historical sites, including ancient Olynthos and the Petrolona cave, famous for prehistoric findings. Halkidiki's diverse landscape, from dense forests to tranquil bays, alongside its culinary offerings featuring fresh seafood and local wines, makes it a multifaceted destination. Rethymno, Crete. Historical architecture and cultural scene. Rethymno's appeal extends beyond its historic architecture and beautiful beaches to its vibrant cultural scene and natural wonders. The city's fortezza is not just a monument, but a venue for music and art festivals, offering performances against a backdrop of ancient walls and panoramic sea views. Raimondi Fountain and Samaria Gorge. In the heart of the Old Town, the Raimondi Fountain, an elegant Venetian structure, is a reminder of the city's rich history and a popular meeting point for locals and visitors alike. Adventure seekers can explore the Ideon Cave, believed to be the birthplace of Zeus, or hike through the imposing Samaria Gorge. The surrounding countryside is dotted with ancient monasteries and chapels, some hidden in the mountains, offering a glimpse into the spiritual life of Crete. Conclusion. As our exploration of Greece's wonders concludes, remember that this journey is just a glimpse of what awaits. Ancient ruins, stunning landscapes, and a rich cultural tapestry beckon for your own discovery. If you've enjoyed this voyage through Greece's marvels, and wish to embark on more extraordinary journeys with us, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest adventures, ensuring you never miss out on the beauty our world has to offer.